Hello, my name is Matt with KFG. Today I'm here to go over some S-Series combine adjustments and just to make sure that we're all set for the 2019 fall harvest. This could be a challenging harvest, and just want to give a brief overview of some adjustments and optimization tips on the machine itself. I want to start here at the front of the machine and re-emphasize on the position of the drum height. Down is for soybeans and up for corn. And then here on the chain, we want to run that on the small sprocket, which will keep it on the slow speed for grain quality improvements for corn and soybeans. Next, the importance of verifying that our web chain in our feeder house is tensioned properly. We have an adjusting nut and eye bolt system here on the right side and on the left side with a gauge to determine our proper tension. Next, we'll transition from the back of the feeder house into the front of the feed accelerator, where we have an adjustment for a high and low speed. I encourage that we run it in the low speed for corn and soybeans both. In some cases, we may want to run the feed accelerator in the high speed for soybeans in tough green conditions for improved feeding of the crop into the rotor. There is a decal that shows us for the high and low speeds on what position the belt needs to be on the pulleys. Before transitioning too far away from the feeder house, I want to talk about the reverser gearbox and the maintenance on it. Greasing it on the heavy duty and high torque where we have grease zerks available, I like to recommend a daily greasing of the synthetic grease, part number TY25744. It's also important that after greasing it to go ahead and speed up and slow down the gear case to work that grease in and out of the cams to distribute the grease evenly. Next would be the oil maintenance in the gear case, which I recommend the synthetic HD460 oil, part number TY26408. And that service interval would be located in your operator's manual. As we transition the crop from the feed accelerator into the rotor, I want to talk about the importance of the concaves and making sure they are level to the rotor threshing elements. There's a procedure in the operator's manual that talks you through how to level the front and rear concave hanger bracket, and then also to calibrate the zero set point of the concave after that procedure is done. As we transition from the concaves to the separating grates, I want to emphasize on the optional bushings that can be removed from the storage position that are on top of the rail to go between the grate and the bottom of the rail, which will step that grate further away from your separating tine, which helps reduce the cob pieces in the grain tank. We also offer a heavy-duty separator grate, which can be installed primarily in the front grate section to help with rotor loss, which also has an added benefit of cleaning up the grain tank sample. Crop moves through the separator and onto the cleaning shoe. I want to talk about the importance of verifying that your readout on your display for your top chaffer and bottom sieve, which are given in a millimeter dimension, are accurate by physically measuring the opening between the fingers on the chaffer and sieve. It's important to know that your chaffer and sieve position is accurate for machine adjustment. I want to talk about the importance of adjusting your clean grain elevator chain as well as your tailings elevator chain. The tensioning process is done the same. You'll be able to have the chain slide back and forth on the sprocket, but not be able to pull the chain away from the sprocket. Again, if you cannot slide it back and forth, then your tension is too tight. Next area in the machine I want to talk about is the chopper. For corn, we want to run that in the low position, and for soybeans, we want it in the high position. There's a T-handle behind this cover, following the decal. In is for corn for low, and out is for soybeans, which is high. The next area is directly below that, which is the stationary knife bank. That has to be out for corn. And for soybeans, I recommend starting it halfway in. If you desire more processing of the residue, then you go ahead and start sliding the knife bank in gradually. But remember that it's going to require more horsepower the further the knife bank is engaged. I want to talk about the importance of the crop deflector door, which has got a handle here with a decal on it for small grain and corn position. We want to make sure that that is always in the corn position while harvesting corn, and up in the small grain for everything else. That'll help protect from cobs coming from the chopper back forward to damage the fingers on the top chaffer. Also above the crop deflector door handle, there's a decal that explains the adjustment of vanes for evenly dispersing your residue to the chopper for more even spread out the back. On the two larger S-Series combines, this S680 and S690, I want to express the importance of the location of the active tailings lever. There's a corn cob position and a small grain position. For corn and soybeans, we both want to have it in the corn cob position, or else grain damage will occur in soybeans if we run it in the small grain position. Thank you for spending time with us as I went around the S-Series combine and point out a few key adjustments. There is more adjustments that can be referenced in the operator's manual, or please stop in or contact us at KFG. We'd be more than happy to help you make sure your combine is ready for the 2019 fall harvest.